Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Munirah Mohamad from the School of Law of University Utara Malaysia. On behalf of my co-author, Khafizah Muhammad Karim from the School of Government, also University Utara Malaysia. Today, I'd like to explore a fascinating and pressing topic: how artificial intelligence is reshaping intellectual property, and more importantly, how we can balance innovation with justice and fairness in this digital era. Before we begin, how many of you have tried using AI tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, or DALL-E? Now imagine who owns those tools created. That's the puzzle at the heart of our discussion today. As you can know, AI is transforming how we create, from art and music to inventions and designs. But our intellectual property laws, they were written for a world where only humans can create. So the big question is, can a machine be an author? Can an algorithm hold a patent? And if not, what happens to all these AI-generated creations flooding the world? We look at how current laws struggle to keep up and why equity, fairness, and inclusivity must be at the center of future reforms. Here's the core issue. Our legal frameworks are falling behind technology. AI can produce original work, but the law still insists on human creators. This gap creates uncertainty for creators, companies, and even courts. And there's more. Not everyone has equal access to these tools. So I'd like to ask you, who benefits the most from AI innovation right now? Mostly those with resources, infrastructure, and access, which means the digital divide is growing even wider. Traditionally, creativity equals humanity, but AI has disrupted that equation. Take the famous Doubles case. An AI system was named as an inventor on a patent application. Most countries rejected it, saying only humans can invent. But does that make sense in a world where machines now co-create? Let's think together. If an AI composes a song or designs a product, who should own it? The developer, the user, or no one at all? Our laws don't agree, and that uncertainty is creating a global challenge. Scholars and policymakers are suggesting a few solutions, as you can see on the screen. We could create new categories of IP for AI-generated systems. Another idea, make sure there's a minimum human contribution to claim authorship. Or we can also assign rights to the person who operates or owns the AI system. But there's a fine balance in what has been mentioned earlier. Too much protection might centralize power among technology giants. Too little might discourage innovation. So, what kind of IP system would you want? One that protects AI output broadly, or one that prioritizes human creativity? Now, let's talk about something even more crucial: bias and access. AI systems learn from data, and that data often reflects real world prejudice. So, if the data is biased, then AI will be biased too, leading to unfair recognition or exclusion of some creators. And not everyone can afford these advanced AI tools. So, some groups, especially those from developing countries or marginalized communities, get left behind. Now imagine if only a few can afford to create using AI, what happens to global creativity? How do we fix this? The problems that has been mentioned in the earlier slide. My suggestion is to embed fairness and inclusivity into AI and IP systems. What does that mean? It means conducting fairness audits on algorithms, making AI systems transparent and accountable, expanding access to AI technologies for everyone, not just the privileged few, and integrating ethics and human rights into IP policies. Now let's pause a bit. How many of us think our legal systems are ready for this level of fairness check? It's a big leap. Yeah, I know, we know, but it's necessary if we want truly inclusive innovation. AI and IP are global, but the laws remain national, jurisdictional. Now, the different countries treat AI generated works differently based on the laws at the national level. That inconsistency makes global collaboration a little bit tricky. Even more concerning, AI can absorb indigenous or traditional knowledge from online data, then reproduce it without consent or credit. Now, that's cultural appropriation powered by algorithms. So here's the question that remains unanswered. How do we ensure technology respects cultural identity and ownership in a connected world? To solve these global challenges, we need harmonized and culturally aware governance. This means protecting indigenous and community knowledge through informed consent and benefit sharing, building international ethical standards that value diversity. Now, it's also important to note that a good way forward will be to encourage public participation in shaping IP and AI policies. Now, when government governance includes cultural voices, innovation becomes not only smarter, but fairer and more human centered. Wouldn't you agree that inclusivity strengthens creativity? So, where does this leave us? The main important point that we all have to accept is is here to stay and it's revolutionizing creation. But to make that revolution just and inclusive, equity must lead the way. Fairness must lead the way. We need new laws, ethical governance, and international cooperation that ensure no one is left behind. If we get this right, AI won't just advance technology, it will also advance humanity and creativity as well. Well, thank you for your kind attention, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you envision a fair, inclusive IP system in the age of intelligent machines? Email me at dranimunira@gmail.com. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.